Here.
Hello everyone and welcome to another YouTube video. As you can see, we're doing another character tutorial. This is a pretty special one to me because this is one of my favorite characters ever to be released for Valorant. This is Yoru. As always, we will be going with his abilities in order CQEX. This is the default buttons that you have for the abilities. If you have different buttons or if you change them around, that's perfectly fine. Just know I'll be talking about the clone, the flash, the teleport, and then his ultimate in that specific order. It should also be noted that these videos are once again not created for people who are immortal, radiant, blah blah blah, and above. There's nothing above radiant, but you get what I mean. Or if you're an existing player, this is more to help bring new people into the community and give them an understanding. Maybe you see the character, maybe you want to unlock them and you don't know what the character is about. Well, here is an actual gameplay display of the character rather than just reading up on their abilities. So, to get started, one thing I'm going to add is to add onto these videos to make them not only a little bit longer, but a little bit more educational. I'm going to try, with my washed up immortal ability to play the game, to explain how to counter these characters as well, should you ever go up against them, or a specifically good player of this said character. Now, without further ado, starting with his C ability. Yoru has the ability to summon an identical clone of himself. He can either set it down on the ground like so and activate it with F, or he can let it go straight away. It should be noted that from what I've seen, Yoru's clone has very slightly different footsteps compared to Yoru himself. It's not very noticeable, but there is some minor variation. Maybe I don't know, maybe I have some special hearing or something, but I'm pretty sure he does have a bit different footsteps. Now, Yoru's clone is very useful because it works very well in tandem with the rest of his kit. However, I recommend buying this ability on your pistol rounds because one thing it can do very effectively is it can clear corners for you. Think of this as like a pseudo molly. The only problem is once someone shoots the pseudo molly, they get flashed because it will flick straight through them and provide the flash. Now, you can turn the Yoru clone if the Yoru tries to peek you, but my advice to counter the Yoru clone is you don't want to fall for the Yoru bait, right? So, if there's a Yoru clone, let's say, coming from this angle, like so, what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you see it, you want to shoot it in the head and then quickly hide to avoid the flash, because that will trick the Yoru into thinking you're full flashed, and then once the flash pops off, you can peek and try and trade the Yoru. Now, obviously, this is easier said than done. It's quite difficult to do in-game, but usually you want to make sure you take the clone out as fast as you can, because then the Yoru is out of a clone, his entry onto site will be way weaker, and obviously without an ability, every character in the game is way weaker. Now, the second ability is one that synergizes extremely well with the rest of his kit as well, is Yoru's Flash. Yoru's Flash has a unique arc in the game as it goes in a lob way. It stays in the air for 5 seconds, I believe, before disappearing. Yep. And once it hits a surface, the flash will be popped. It will pop opposite to the surface it hits in a perpendicular manner, and it will flash after 1 second. I think it's 1 second. Yeah, it will flash after 1 second. It should be noted that the trajectory is dependent on the wall you hit and where the wall lands. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. And this allows for some really good setups. For example, if you think of this bush right here as being a box, if you hide behind the box, obviously this is very terrible, and there are enemies coming behind you, what you can do is you can chuck the flash at the ground and it will go above the box without revealing your location, and it's very difficult to react to. Now, I have to talk about the flash with the TP because this is the 101 Yoru setup. Let's say this is the site I'm trying to enter on as Yoru. What I want to do is, from a safe angle, let's say I want to get into that corner, I want to throw my E out, you see it will travel very fast. Now, there's two things you can do from now. If you think the site is clear, or if you've traded the person there, you can instantly TP to take space. Or, what most Yorus will do is, knowing there is someone maybe holding this angle, you'll throw the TP out, get your flash out, and flash and time the TP with the flash so that you are right facing the enemy as soon as the flash pops. Now, they'll be blinded, disoriented, and this means usually you can get a free kill. It should be noted that other things you can do is you can confuse the enemy by making them think you have gone inside, so you can flash, fake the TP by pressing F, and then peek the original angle because they will be looking for your location. It is very difficult to distinguish between a completed teleport and a fake one. Usually the most dead giveaway is the fact that there's this blue or red, if you're on the enemy team, mark left behind on the ground. That's what you want to look for. Also, it makes different audio sounds when it's faked. So the fake TP sounds ever so slightly different from the actual TP, but Riot was very careful to make sure that it didn't sound too different to allow for the actual trickery of Yoru to play out. Now, Yoru's ultimate is something that has faced a lot of controversy. If you aren't aware, before the Yoru rework, one thing most Yoru players used to do is they used to buy a shorty and they would go in their ultimate. Now, the way the ultimate used to work is there would be a 0.25-second delay before you come out, and then you'd be able to shoot, which meant that you could shoot very quickly coming out of your ultimate. So, what would happen in most cases is a Yoru would use his ultimate, come up, show himself to the front of the enemy, jump around, come out of the ultimate, and then shoot them with a shorty and then TP away. Sadly, although it's still possible to do that, it is nowhere near as easy as it used to be. But now Yoru is actually undetectable in his ultimate by all abilities in the game. Fadeliers will chase you, but they won't pop. Raise bots will chase you, but once again, they won't deal any damage. You are completely nigh invulnerable in Yoru's ultimate. It should be noted that Yoru is one of the best characters to counter Viper, because every time Viper ults, all the Yoru has to do is save the ultimate, go into the Viper ultimate and stare at Viper, and the bullets will phase right through him, allowing you to spray through the smoke. Same applies for anyone hiding in spokes. And akin to Phoenix, he has a very powerful entry onto site with his ultimate every time his ultimate is up. However, unlike Phoenix, Yoru takes much higher risks because, as you can see, if I ult, try to flash someone, get out of my ultimate to get a kill, you will notice that the TP has a more major delay than characters like Chamber, and I don't flick back to my original location that I ulted from, unlike Phoenix, which means that this character is extremely high skill, high reward. High skill, high risk, high skill, high reward. To be a good Yoru player, you have to know how to trick your enemy team, you have to read your enemy's decisions, and you have to do loads and loads of setups to always stay on the edge of the enemy. Now, one thing that's very simple to do is to play Recon Yoru, and this is what you'll mostly see people do in Ranked if they actually want to play safe. They'll use the ultimate, get onto site, ping locations, they can flash for allies to get onto site, and then once they've done it, they will TP out off site and then push with the rest of the team, or Yoru will lurk. Yoru is extremely good at lurking because let's say I wanted to go lurk on B site, this is A site, all I need to do is set my TP to follow my team. Once I go on to B site, maybe get a kill from an unexpected enemy, something of the sort, I can just TP back and I will be with my team on site ready to help them should they need it. That's all of Yoru's abilities. Now I'm going to explain how to counter Yoru. Yoru should be noted that because of the delay on his flash, it is actually one of the easiest flashes to turn. So if you know a Yoru is nearby, you will see a blue ring cover around the screen, sort of what I have like right now. I know there will also be an audio cue showing where Yoru is in regards to your 360 rotation. You will know that he'll try and flash, and he'll come to try not to get blinded by his own flash, so it's very simple to just turn the flash, turn, and shoot the Yoru. It should be noted that this is actually very difficult to pull off. I know firsthand as a Yoru player, there have been many times where I've tried to do this setup, and honestly, it's really difficult to actually get a kill on competent players. However, in lower elo, where people aren't as much so akin to turning flashes, not because of a skill, but just because it's a matter of getting used to doing that, most people will not turn the flash and it will net you a very free kill. Another thing, like I've said before, always shoot Yoru, even if it's his clone. Obviously, you want to learn to shoot the clone and react to it if it is the clone. If not, you get a very free kill on Yoru. I've tried to do the Yoru bait, just like Red and other Yoru mains do. It is very hard to pull off, because most people will just shoot you straight away because they don't want to fall prey to the bait. Things to note with Yoru, his teleport is a very decent ability, but I wouldn't say it's good. There's a massive delay on the TP, and when he comes out, there's actually a delay before he can start shooting, meaning that if you see the Yoru, you can see it's quite a long delay. You are very likely to kill him before he can shoot. Now, obviously, a lot of people know about the fact that you can animation cancel Yoru's ultimate. However, this is not possible anymore because, now, if I pull this off, yeah, I failed it there. But if I animation cancel, you'll see the delay to take the gun out is much larger in comparison to, let's say, if I just throw a flash, then come out the ultimate flash pops. You can see I can shoot much quicker. Riot made sure that Yoru cannot animation cancel his ultimate anymore. I don't know why they did that. It seemed like a very important tech. You used to be able to raise animation cancel, raise his ultimate as well. So it was an odd decision, but it made sense. So, once again, thank you for watching the YouTube video. I really appreciate you consuming my content. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. maybe it'll help them get into Valorant. Maybe it will help you begin to understand and like playing against Yoru. If you have any tips and tricks or anything else you'd like to add onto the video, make sure to leave it in the comments below. And yeah, have a good one.